So you're compounding your losses. Let's say your portfolio drops 50%, like it did in '08, like it did in 2000, and you take another 5% out of that. You're just compounding down and pretty much guaranteeing that you will never recover. Hey folks, Colin Richards here. I'm president and founder of Lord & Richards, and I am thrilled to be joining you today on this episode of the Lord & Richards Show. And today we're going to be in a brief series, 3 parts, on one of the key differentiators at Lord & Richards. In a recent episode, I talked about the importance of knowing why you should choose Lord & Richards above other advisors, because frankly, it can get confusing and overwhelming, can it? As we Google online or as we talk to friends about their experiences, it's frankly a difficult task to figure out what type of advisor do I need? What are the key differentiators that I should be looking for as someone who is near retirement or actually on its doorstep or in it? And one of the 3 key differentiators that I talked about in our last segments was the differentiator of being a distribution specialist, a distribution specialist. Now, let me explain, first of all, what that is not, okay? Most advisors that you have had experience with or that you will hear about or run into are advisors who focus on accumulation. That is their wheelhouse, their bailiwick. And as you talk to them, you can pick up very easy clues to help you know that. First of all, they may work with clients of all ages as a regular course of doing business. Now, at Lord & Richards, we work with our clients' children who are often in their 40s and such because we're helping for a different stage of life. But our focus isn't on helping you get started with a new savings plan that you've never started before. That's important, but that's not our focus. So if we're sitting in front of you and that's what you need, we will provide you that advice and counsel. But at Lord & Richards, we're not focused on helping you get started in life saving. A lot of times that's going to happen early. We hope it does if a person is wise in their 20s or 30s. And so the goal may be, hey, I'm in my early earning years. I want to put the pedal to metal. I've got time to recover from those wild market swings if they occur during my early years. I just need compounding on these early gains. And you're taking advantage of a principle that Einstein called the 8th wonder of the world. That is the miracle of compounding. So yeah, if in your 20s, your early earning years, it may be great to focus just on accumulation, stuffing away as much money you can and getting great growth on it without a whole lot of concern about the consequences of market fluctuation. However, really, it's not going to be too long after those very early years that you need to start focusing on how am I going to make this money last for the rest of my life? In other words, how do I incorporate distribution into my plan? And you see, at Lord & Richards, we're helping people just like you every single day who are concerned about events in the world, economics, politics, messing up your retirement. And so what we do is we build a comprehensive financial plan beginning with a financial independence review. And we sit down together, discuss your goals, dreams, values, and develop a written plan that covers all the most important aspects that you must cover in order to consider yourself prepared to become financially independent, or what some people call retired. A lot of my clients keep working and they just want to be at a financial place where they don't have to. They're doing it because they enjoy it. Maybe they have their own business or they just love their career and what they do if they're working with people, something like that. And so once we get into our middle earning years, really starting in the 30s, 40s, we need to change our perspective, because if you continue an accumulation mindset, just about go and grow, and you don't take a look at what the potential risks are, you have much less time to recover. So those big losses that can occur from market swings can do serious long-term damage. I noticed in early 2000, when the market started to collapse, people went through that, and if they didn't change their game plan, they went through it again in '08. So literally, by the time we dug our way out of the the 2000 market crash, the dot-com bubble, the 2007 to 2009 market crash, literally a decade had been wiped out. Well, we don't have that kind of time when we get past our teens and 20s. Also, once you begin taking money out, if you're still just focused on a portfolio that's designed only to accumulate and doesn't properly address risks, and by the way, I'm not talking about the dead idea of just a balanced portfolio of stocks and bonds. That will not cut it. The reason I know that is because every day we are running detailed 10,000 simulation plans for people, and we're discovering the same thing over and over again. That type of portfolio runs out of money due to the inevitable losses during down years when you are still withdrawing. So you're compounding your losses. Let's say your portfolio drops 50%, like it did in 08, like it did in 2000, and you take another 5% out of that. You're just compounding down and pretty much guaranteeing that you will never recover. And so your probability of success drops dramatically. People with these kinds of accumulation portfolios that I see often have a probability of success after running our simulations of maybe 0 to 40%, which nobody would want to retire on that kind of number. So that's not what a distribution specialist does. That's what an accumulation-focused advisor does. And there's a place for that, but not really long. All right. Once you start looking forward to those days, you start dreaming of those days when you want to retire, you get within a couple decades of that. We need to shift gears and we need to keep growth going, but also have a plan to take money out. And that is a challenge, because the greater challenge than just finding you growth, picking great stocks, which is easy to do if you just focus in on the S&P 500, you could average great returns. But the problem is, how do I get money out of that and not double down on losses when that portfolio inevitably declines? And how do I make sure that income increases? This is one of the great oversights that I see in people who sort of do it yourself with their retirement planning is, hey, when you get older, your costs go up, they don't go down, right? Because of healthcare, right? We've got to include all the key elements that will affect the ability of your money to last for the rest of your life. So usually we're told, hey, I got to either focus on growth or I got to focus on safety, and never the two shall meet. And so I'm here to tell you that is not true, that you can actually develop a portfolio that provides safety and growth on the same dollar at the same time. And I'm going to tell you how to do it in our next segment. But in the meantime, it's time to jump on this, folks. If you've got an accumulation-focused portfolio, 401k, IRA, non-IRA, that hasn't been properly positioned to last for the rest of your life, you need to talk to us right now. It just starts with a simple phone call.